Now, the thing is this. What would you say are some of the benefits of even staying in the country? You know, because we've talked about the benefits of leaving, why people want to leave. What are the benefits as someone who is going to come back? So I would come to you, but let me ask you first.
For me, the first thing I would say is bringing that knowledge back home. Yeah, it was the first thing, because when I came and I noticed when I started applying for jobs, obviously it wasn't easy, right? It's not like the first job I applied for was the quickest one. But I noticed that some interviewers, some employers, they actually wanted to know that, okay, so you're telling me like this is done differently. You get, so you've seen a different scope. So I feel like going outside to study, if you come back, you're bringing in a new perspective. You, even if you start your own establishment, like a firm, company, whatever, in any case, you're having that added advantage. So that's one benefit of staying.
Okay. All right. That's great. So let me come to you, Marianne. First of all, I'm going to ask from a time, like a follow-up question. Was there a culture shock between living in Nigeria and living in Ghana? Because we know that Ghana is not a third world country. It's within Africa. So was there like a culture shock? What was the major difference, you know, beyond academics?
There wasn't much difference for me, I would say. Honestly, there wasn't.
There wasn't much difference.
There wasn't.
So let's talk about the condition of the majority of tertiary institutions in Nigeria and the fact that there's always this prevailing strike. What do you really think about that? Okay, let me start first with you.
Okay, so personally, I have a friend that's been in 100 level for like 3 years now. Apparently, so
that's so sad.
The delay is alarming. I'll say that for a fact, because you can't. I think with the strike, you can't plan your life. You can't say, you can't. Someone can ask you, "What's your plan for your future in the next 5 years?" You can confidently say, "Maybe I'll have gotten a job. I'll be going for my master's." Because
you can't tell.
It just makes you. It just surprises you. It's just like a shock. It comes and you can go to school today and tomorrow there's you don't know what.
Or you're in 200 levels
uncertainty.
Today, 3 years later,
I think
still there.
so.
And it's not like you're failing or anything.
Nothing is certain with the strike.
So let's talk about private universities now. We already talked about the tertiary institutions, which are federal and state, and how strike is affecting quality of student education. Let's talk about private universities now. Can you compare studying abroad to studying a private university in terms of quality?
I'd say no.
Okay, because you study in a private university for undergraduate, you can't compare it to studying abroad.
I know it's better than, I can wholeheartedly say it's better than studying in a federal or state university.
But it's not as good as studying abroad.
It's not as good as studying abroad, because I kept mentioning the people you're with, like the lecturers, even the students. The attitude is different. The motivation is different. You forget that it's a private school, but it's still the same Nigeria. Some of them are still shifty. Some of them are still, they might not have that can-do attitude. But when you're studying abroad, you get all the support
you need. Sometimes it may even be financial.
Exactly.
Wow. So let's talk about, for now, the challenges of studying abroad. I want to start with you first, Miriam. Okay. What's the challenges, that you face studying in Ghana?
Okay, I think there's this myth that Nigerians, any other country, there's this thing that comes with you being a Nigerian. Once you're a Nigerian and then you speak and then your accent is heard, everybody's keeping their phone because they don't want you to stand up and everything will disappear. They see Nigerians as fraudsters. Trust me, nobody wants a Nigerian in their house. Accommodation was a major problem for me. I was doing hotel to school for months because one of the reasons they had was I was Nigerian, and no one till now can give me a reasonable explanation. They just feel, okay, there's this thing about Nigerians, they love gatherings. Ghanaians don't like noise that much. So they feel they feel when you move into their home, in like 2 days, you say your brother has come visit you. 2 days, my sister came from Nigeria, and then it becomes like a motel. That's their belief. And another thing that restricted me a lot was, I would say, age. Ghanaians don't go to school early, I think. So, like 18, I think you'll just be leaving secondary school or something. Wow. So when you're young, they feel you're not supposed to be in university. They don't understand why you're 16 and you're in university or you're coming. They don't get it. So yes, my school, everyone knew me as the youngest girl that they ever admitted into the school. In fact, I had hostels that did not admit me. That's why I was left with just searching for accommodation that I still almost did not find. At the end of the day, Ghanaian had to get to my house for me, as I'm the one living here, and then I had to move in.
Wow. Let me come to you, Ibi. I just asked you about the challenges. What challenges did you face?
From the greeting is different. So a British person will tell you, "Are you okay?" And you wonder, like, is something wrong? But they're actually saying hi to you.
Yeah.
You alright?
That's part of the culture shock you're talking
exactly.
about.
So like, do I look like there's something wrong? There's something going. So everything, even from the racist people, obviously. I mean, not
there was
everyone,
racism.
but there was racism. There was then food, but that was a challenge. Like, food was a challenge. Communicating, because some of them, it's like they're looking at you like, what are you saying? Even though a Nigerian accent is clear enough, if you ask me.
Enough.
But communication, food, just the weather, living in a whole new place.
Yeah, in a whole new place. Can be challenging to adapt.
But there are a lot of Nigerians there, so they're a bit more
easy to adapt because you find your people very easily. Now, the last question I'm going to be asking both of you is, what's your advice to people who are trying to go study abroad, or let's just say generally trying to migrate?
Have money. Have a lot of money.
But my own advice would just be to keep an open mind. Things will not go the way you're expecting. But just make the best of it, like just know that this
bad is good.
You will get it. Just exactly like focus on that, because at least that's what you're going for. So that should be your goal to just be like that, because there will be many issues
along the line.
Things will not go the way you imagine. It might even be better, but maybe it's better than what you imagine. But just get that degree that you wanted to.
Exactly. So right here we had a very interesting conversation, me and two of my guests. And first of all, Evie talked about the culture shock. We talked about some of the challenges that she experienced studying outside of the continent as an African. And we also had Marian, who talked about some of the challenges that she experienced studying within Africa in another African country. So it was a very interesting conversation. And when we get back from the break, we're going to be moving to the next segment, which is the social media roundup. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this break.